Also, where you can learn more about the president's proposal for 50-year mortgages. It might reduce the monthly mortgage price, but it will also lead to a lot more in paid interest. We've got team coverage tonight looking at the housing market right now in the DMV. There's some good news in Maryland, but in Northern Virginia, to afford a single-family detached home, you need a household income of more than $300,000. We'll go to Nick Minock for a look at what Virginia's next governor has planned to lower housing costs. Nick?
According to several polls, the #1 issue in Virginia's election was the economy and cost of living. On the campaign trail, Governor-elect Abigail Spanberger talked a lot about how she wants to lower costs, including lowering housing costs.
We are going to work to lower costs of renting, buying, or staying in your home. We are going to cut red tape and build homes families can actually afford.
That's what Abigail Spanberger said after she was declared the winner in last week's election. Today, we invited the governor-elect to talk about her housing plan on 7 News. Her team didn't respond, but here's what we know about her plan. Spanberger told voters she wants to streamline reviews and permitting and ensure all localities may create affordable housing programs. She also plans to provide incentives for new constructions to increase the supply of starter homes on smaller lots, leverage unused commercial spaces to build homes, and preserve existing affordable housing. Virginia lawmakers are also looking at Virginia's affordability crisis. Democratic State Senator Barbara Favola says the General Assembly could also provide state incentives to help lower housing costs.
Figuring out how to make the most with a state subsidy or a state tax credit or loosening up regulations or giving localities, more zoning authority.
Republican State Senator Glenn Sturdivant has introduced 2 bills. One, which he said would level the playing field for home buyers by banning private equity firms from buying up houses and competing with families trying to purchase their first home. He also wants to help Virginia families with down payments.
We always hear, especially from young people, that it's hard to build up the capital to be able to put down a down payment on a house. And so my solution is, can we help create kind of a public-private partnership there to help younger people with their down payments on a home? And so I've introduced legislation that if an employer helps one of their employees put a down payment to be able to buy a home and to live close to that employer, they'll be able to get a portion of that down payment assistance essentially refunded by state government.
Virginia lawmakers say if these ideas are passed and signed into law, it will still take time to lower costs for home buyers looking to buy a home. We will track Virginia lawmakers' progress when they reconvene in Richmond in January. Nick Minock, 7 News.
So where do prices stand in Northern Virginia right now? Bright MLS looked at the costs of single-family detached homes, townhomes, row homes, and condos just last week. Falls Church had the highest median price at more than $1 million. Fairfax City comes in second at $773,000. Manassas Park City's median is the lowest at almost $495,000. But do things look a little bit different across the Potomac? Our Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell shares why there is some good news for buyers in Maryland.
New data from Maryland Realtors shows that October home sale prices rose 3% year to year. But there are signs the market is slowing. It is taking longer to sell homes, and inventory has increased. Greenbelt real estate broker Leonard Wallace says that is putting downward pressure on prices.
The buyers are more in control. They have more of a selection they did before.
Indeed, 7 News looked at dozens of home listings in Montgomery County. A high percentage are advertising significant price reductions. That is good news for buyers. But economist Anirban Basu says that's only part of the affordability picture.
I think once we have lower mortgage rates, more affordability for buyers, would-be buyers in terms of their monthly payment, a more certainty in the economy, you're going to see home builders pick up their activity in Maryland. And why does that matter? Well, that increases supply. and that increases affordability.
We also asked Governor Wes Moore what he's doing about housing affordability.
A governor can do more, and governors should do more.
He is supply focused and, among other steps, has ordered state-owned land be made available to build housing.
If you really want to be able to address the issue of housing prices, we've got to build more. We need to build about 100,000 new units new homes inside of the state of Maryland, and we've got to do it now.
Economist Basu says he is hopeful for the next wave of home buyers, primarily millennials, that the situation will improve.
Yes, eventually I think you're going to see more affordability in Maryland. We have to. The market right now does not work for enough people. At some point, the market's got to equilibrate, and I think it will eventually.
In Bowie, Brad Bell,